Hi guys, this is Miss Fersner and I'm just coming to you with a quick video explaining some of the questions on the quiz. So feel free to fast forward to the ones that you missed and get a better explanation as to what you could have done differently. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Julie's car can travel 512 miles on 16 gallons of gasoline. What is the number of miles per gallon? So right now, you need to understand that when we see the number per, or the word per, that means we're going to be setting up a ratio. So that ratio would be miles per gallon. Okay? So we're going to set up our problem. We're going to set up what we do know in this manner. So we know that Julie traveled 512 miles, 16 gallons. The question is, what is the number of miles? So the number of miles is what we don't know. So we're going to put equals X per gallon, 1 gallon. Okay? Now that we have this set up, we're going to go ahead and solve it out. So using the crisscross method, we're going to multiply these two numbers, and we're going to multiply these two numbers. So our setup will look like this. 16 times x equals 512 times 1. Okay? To simplify that, we can just say 16x equals 512. In order to get x by itself, because that's what we're solving for, we're going to divide both sides by 16. 16 over 16 gives us 1. So x equals 32. And our answer would be B. Moving on to the next problem. This says to find an equivalent ratio. Well, I know that one thing that these two numbers have in common is that they're both even numbers, which means they can both be divided by 2. So I'm going to put my divide by 2 on top and the bottom. That's going to give me 4 over 3, which is going to be A. Next, solve for y. Okay, I'm going to use the crisscross method. Now the crisscross method basically means we're multiplying the two corner numbers. So in order to set that up over here, that's going to give me 32 times y equals 8 times 4. To clear that up, I can just say 32y equals 32, excuse me. Okay? In order to get y by itself, since I'm multiplying 32 times y, I have to divide. That's the opposite. So I'm going to divide both sides by 32. 32 divided by 32 gives me 1, so I can bring down my y, equals 32 divided by 32 is also 1. So my answer is going to be C. Okay? Moving right along to problem number 4. All right. This question says 16 ounces of trail mix costs $3.20. What is the cost per ounce? So I'm going to write that out in word form. Okay? Cost per ounce. Okay? I'm going to set up what I know in cost per ounce. Okay? So I know that 16 ounces of trail mix costs $3.20. The question asks me, what is the cost? So cost is my X per 1 ounce. Even though it doesn't say per 1 ounce, I know that per ounce means we're talking about for every, that means 1. So I can put my 1 here. Okay? Then I'm going to use my crisscross method. Crisscross. Alright, so I'm going to set that up. 16 times x equals $3.20 times 1. Okay? To clear that up, I can just say 6x equals $3.20. 16, excuse me. Alright, so now I am going to have to get x alone on the side by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 16, which is going to give me x equals 0.20. And so my answer here would be C. Okay, this one says find an equivalent ratio. Now you may be thinking, this can't be simplified any further. That's correct. It can't be simplified. But there is an equivalent ratio here that's bigger in number form than we see here. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to check and see if these are equal to this. First of all, I know that 3 and 1 could never be equal, so that's not going to be my answer. Okay, 6 over 13 is equal to 3 over 10? No, there's no way that 10 could ever be equal to 13, so I'm going to cross that out. There's also no way that 10 could ever be equal to or equivalent to 48 because we know that all the 10 times tables end in 0, and this doesn't. So even if I didn't know how to solve anything, through deductive reasoning, I could figure out that this is the correct answer. But just in case you are unsure, 3 times 3 and 10 times 3 is still going to give me 9 over 30. So B is going to be my answer. Last but not least, number 6. You can read 55 pages in 5 hours. How many pages, that's our x, we don't know that, can you read in 2 hours? Notice that my units are together. Crisscross method is going to give me 5 times x equals 55 times 2, which is going to be the same thing as 5x equals 110. In order to get x by itself, I need to divide both sides by 5, and so x is going to be 22. Okay? This is how you solve these problems, guys. If you need further assistance, just let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye.